Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Glad you could join me, the Real Rant Reviewer, back with you here with another live stream. Yes, another live stream. Let me get the chat up. That's for sure. Sorry about that, guys. Oh yeah, there's the chat. In case any of my 5 million subscribers would have commented on this movie. We're rant reviewing. The Real Rant Reviewer is rant reviewing live tonight. American History X, as you can see here, starring Edward Norton and Edward Furlong, guys. 1998's American History X. Now, of course, you know, spoilers ahead. I give my thoughts on the movie, I freestyle my thoughts, and then we go through the plot of this movie, guys. And then anything you guys want to add, let's add it. I'm right here. So, this movie, when I saw it, I didn't see it in 98. I think I saw it probably in 99, a year later on VHS tape. And then ever since then, I watched it ever since it came on because it had such a profound effect on me. I think it would have had a profound effect on anyone that sees this movie of story of redemption, of change, but then again, of sorrow and paying for the consequences of your actions in the end. That karma, or not karma, but just your actions will come back to haunt you. And this is what, you know, this movie produces and tells that story. And sometimes it comes back to you tenfold. So, when you dish it out fivefold, it comes out tenfold. And Mr. Norton here, he receives that. And Edward Furlong here, you know, does a great job as a little brother of Mr. Edward Norton. And, you know, the movie, it has a controversial subject, if you want to say that. But for me, it's not controversial because we're all people. As you see here, the two men and the two kids in the bathroom, they're just kids in the bathroom. You know, that's all. That's what I see. Two kids in the bathroom. You know what I mean? Two kids in the bathroom here. But that's the problem with the movie here, is it shows that in this day and or the school, this area here that they live in, they don't see it that way. They see it as two different people, two different sides, and everyone's an enemy. You know, Edward Furlong does, and Mr. Norton. And you know, but this, like I said, the story is a story of redemption, but then again, a story of tragedy. So, you know, when you're writing something like this, yes, the writing should definitely be acclaimed and praised. There's no doubt about it. What a movie to write and to come up with. It affects you emotionally in many ways: anger, sadness, frustration, anticipation, confusion. You know, rooting for Edward Norton to change. Yes, for everyone to change, for his brother to change. So the movie produces that, man. You know, fuck yeah, man. Edward Norton does a great fucking job. So fuck that. Anyone that says, especially in the beginning of this movie, guys, he fucking kills it, man. I believe that he's this fucking psychopath. You know, this fucking that he believes in his cause. And anyone that believes in the cause, you know, you gotta be scared, especially if it's a bad one. So. That's my freestyle, my thoughts. I was really impressed by this movie, guys. I would recommend watching it multiple times just to get it down and get the message across, because you would want to watch it because it's that entertaining of a movie and has a very great message to it. On top of that, and great acting. So let's go into the plot, guys. I've tried my best here. So yeah, I love this basketball scene. It's pretty cool. You go into the scene here with Edward Norton. You meet him, basically, guys, and what happens is that my memory fails me right in the beginning, but you meet Edward Furlong. Excuse me. Yes, I'm sorry, guys. You meet Edward Furlong, and he's in school and he's writing a paper, but he writes a paper on Mein Kampf, which is not really what the teacher wants. The teacher says, "Listen, you can do better. You need to write something better." You know, because in his area, this is the type of people he hangs out with, and they don't like other types of people. So his brother was recently jailed for murder, manslaughter, excuse me. Turn it down to manslaughter. So Edward Norton's in jail for manslaughter, but he's being released today. So the day this paper is supposed to be done, so the teacher says, "Listen, I know your brother's being released. You know, he's a big time leader of this gang and all that shit. You know, just do another paper. You know, do it your own way. It's called American History X. You know." And that's where we get the title of the story. So he sits down, Mr. Furlong, finally, after a little bit of fucking around with his friends, man, who were crazy and shit, just annoying as hell. And you meet his family, who was struggling, you know. His dad has passed away. We'll get to that, I think. And yeah, eventually he starts writing his paper, guys, of American History X. And he tells the story of his life and his brother. So then we jump right into it where we meet his brother, and his brother Edward Norton was the leader of this gang of hate, and he did a lot of bad things, and Mr. Furlong was there, or heard about it firsthand, and so they recount those parts. And now let me just point out, guys, which I didn't in my thoughts, that this movie is in all black and white. And it's no, excuse me, it's not all black and white. It's half black and white and it's half color. What a fucking way to do a movie like this. So some scenes that are, and I know what they're trying to do with the black and white scenes at times and with the color scenes. So when the flashback scenes happen, they're black and white. When the new scenes happen, they're in color, indicating a new person or a change and an evolve, an evolution, a revolution here in time. So it's really cool, man. Very great cinematics. Gotta enjoy that. So very subtle but noticeable if you watch. So like I said, Edward Norton's getting out and all that. So he gets out and tells his brother Furlong to write the paper for the teacher. The teacher wants to work with Mr. Norton now that he's out of jail to try to shut down his gang because his gang is running rampant, and Mr. Norton has changed ever since he went into jail, but he doesn't want to tell his brother what happened, why he's changed. Now his hair's grown out. He wants out. He's acting very differently. Everyone starts to notice this, his friends especially, and his brother. But what happens is, as the movie goes along, what I didn't mention was that in the beginning of the movie, as Mr. Furlong, Eddie, there was in school, like you said, the picture you saw, he blew smoke in a kid's face. And this kid remembered it, and he didn't like it. So we'll get back to that. But the kid remembers it. And what happened? We do. So what happens is, Eddie here, Mr. Edward Norton, is trying to work with the teacher and the local police officers to take down his old gang. So he's doing that. Meanwhile, he's doing that. Mr. Furlong's writing his story, writing his paper, telling the story. So we get to see what happened to Derek. That's his name, Mr. Edward Norton. What happens was he was at a basketball game one time, and against another group of people, and he entered the game and he bet that if he won, his team won, that the other people would have to leave the court forever, and he ended up winning. And it was a big thing for Norton and for his brother especially to see his older brother do something like that, win a basketball game and all that, and he was praising him. It was just memories for him he was bringing up, but as he looked back on it, it wasn't something that was good, because it was the way that it was done. So it's really cool how the movie changes your conscience along with Eddie Furlong's and Edward Norton's. So then you get to see how Edward Norton eventually opens up to his brother about why he has changed, and he went through some shit in jail, guys. He was tortured, assaulted in the showers, and the people that he thought it was his friends were not, and the people that he hated were his friends, guys. Ended up being one of his best friends, the people that he hated. So what do you know, right? We're all people in the end, and he realizes that. So he lets go of the hate in his heart, and he's learned a lesson, guys. And because what happens, why he's in jail, guys, and they show this vicious part is because their dad was very just a hateful individual, really, a biased individual. He died. He was shot by someone randomly doing something, a firefight, fighting a fire, and since then Norton was really hateful. So that changed him, but the jail experience changed him for the better. So he's trying to change his brother now by telling him what happened to him. But I want to get to the scene where he did kill the two people that robbed his car, that brought Mr. Norton to jail. It was very vicious, and it's called a curb stomp or a Kirby. It's used in wrestling now and all that, but this was before that, guys. I've never seen a kill like this. It was vicious, and they didn't even show it all. But it was just, whoever shot that scene and how they did that scene or thought about how to do that is just, I don't want to meet that person, you know what I mean? But it's incredible, man. It was very effective. I've never seen anything like it. You could call it whatever you want, a curb stomp, Kirby, jawbreaker, but all that for trying to steal the car, man. He definitely went overboard, guys, because of his hate. And he knew who it was, so he overtook it. And his brother was trying to stop him by yelling, and he was traumatized. I mean, but the way Norton looks at the cops when they come, the way he stares at his brother, it gets me emotional. I don't know why, but that part in the beginning, where that part in the middle where he shows the kill that his brother did, and that his brother looks at him, and then how Edward Furlong like here is looking at his brother like with sadness but confusion of he doesn't understand Edward Norton's look, but Edward Norton's look is a look of completion, of like total annihilation, like he did what he was meant to do, like. And when the cops grab him, you can see the two brothers fight to get to one another. So that was really cool, man. It was a really like real authentic thing, but it wasn't cool what he did, obviously. So he has to serve time. He serves his time. Of course, I described what happened to him in jail, which changed his whole perspective on life. And he tells his brother this. He also tries to take down his old crew, which doesn't go so well. So, but the bottom line is, he changes his brother's mind, and his brother finishes his paper, guys, that night. The next day at school, he goes to turn it in, but before he goes to turn in his paper, Mr. Furlong, he goes to the bathroom. And when he's in the bathroom, guess who he runs into, guys? The kid that he blew the smoke in his face from the other day. And that kid remembered him. And that kid didn't like it so much. He had hate in his heart, guys. Just as much hate as Edward Furlong did, or Edward Norton. So the kid pulls out a gun and shoots Mr. Furlong straight multiple times in the chest, guys, multiple times. There's blood everywhere. It's pretty fucking bloody and messy. It just shoots him, and now he has to hate. And he completes, the kid just shoots him and kills Mr. Furlong. And as soon as Edward Norton hears about it, after trying to change his life, after changing his life, sacrificing so much, and his brother was sacrificed due to his hate, his consequences in the final end of it. His brother died and was killed for his, I don't know, guys, because, you got to blame Mr. Norton because he influenced his brother right in the beginning to be the way he was. His brother didn't know any other way. I don't know. You leave your comments down below, or fucking chat with me in this live stream one day, man. You tell me about this movie. It's a great movie, guys, but that's the end of the movie, and it ends on a note where you hear Mr. Furlong finish his paper, and it's a very touching paper because he's dead, but his voice is very soothing. And it's a beach scene on California Beach, I think, and it's just him telling like how we should all love each other and how there's hope, and stop the hate. And so it has a very great message. There's the look I was telling you that Mr. Norton had after he did the curb stomp on an individual. See that look? I don't know how. What an actor! I mean, how do you produce that look in that after doing that? Like how do you tell him, hey, look like you're proud, but you're still sad, and you're happy, but you're angry. You know what I mean? Like, wow, great movie. But there, of course, he's scared as shit when he goes to prison, and you can tell, and he should be. Because but it's a great movie, guys, and a great lesson. Like I said, I can ramble on all day, rant review this fucking movie, but I advise you watch it more than once. No matter who you are or where you are, enjoy the movie. It's enjoyable and has a great lesson. You will be affected for one way or the other. I would say for a positive way, I hope. So thank you guys for listening to this live stream, and